Karibu Kenya, kujani kushova koza wa Kenya. Tuna talanta ya kucheki weather. Hiyo jua ni ya mvua na ni kali, niko sure. Ni Kenya, bati yako mbaya ukichoma picha utapewa hashtag hapo Twitter, utatrend. Customer Kenya ndusema asanti.
I don't have rights to that music. It's just for entertainment. Sina rights to your music.
Tuna tabia zetu tu. Karibu Kenya. Si Masai Mara tu. Tuna madem peng. Mamorio mabazeng. Lugha ya taifa ni
Kenya for you.
Karibu Kenya. Tuna madem peng. Mamorio mabazeng. Lugha ya taifa ni sheng. Kanairo.
Karibu, welcome and start sharing as you join. Invite friends and family. Welcome.
Masana Mkenya lazima tachelewa.
Hiyo tutakataa.
Lakini sherehe tunafika mapema tena sana.
I don't have the rights to that music. Yeah. It's just for entertainment. Share. Welcome. Continue sharing. Karibuni. Good to see all of you. Good to see all those who are tuned in. Good to see all those who are joining us. Welcome. It's your program. It's your Friday show, Beacon of Hope, where we feature different topics. Joshua Moshiri following Karibu Sana. And as usual, I do ask you, please, once you join us, do me a favor, share. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Beacon of Hope Beacon. Karibuni Sana. It's good to see people joining in. It's good to see so many people joining in. And tonight we have a special program. But before we get there, as you continue inviting people, because I would like to bring a very, very special guest, a lady who is very dear to me. I'll talk about that later. But I like reminding people, especially people in the diaspora. Are you in UK? Are you in Germany? Are you in Canada? Are you in America? Sending money to your loved ones has never been easier. We have this tap. They have got the highest rate of exchange. Your money is received instantly and there are no hindrances and you can trust them. I've used them and people have used them for over 2 years now and they are trustworthy. You can rely on them. Tap. Today, the exchange rate is very high. Support dear ones, support family back home in Kenya by using tap. And now they are in Germany, they are in UK, they are in Canada, they're in America, all these places, just one tap and then the money is gone.
Niajiwase. Tap Send Money Transfer has launched its app in Kenya. Send money to M-Pesa and Kenyan bank accounts. Send money quickly at the best rate. Hassle-free. Available in the UK, France, Italy, Spain, Netherlands, Belgium, and Germany. Tumakitu.
Kabisa, Tumakitu. Thank you so much to all the people who've been using TapTap, and I'm told people are recommending TapTap. They're saying it's not like any other, both in America, Canada, US, and even in UK. Guys have been using TapTap now, and they are reliable. Their exchange rate is very, very high, so they are quite good. Are you looking to buy a piece of land in Kenya? Are you planning to buy property? Don't look any further. We've got Almond Estate Company Limited. Almond Estate Company Limited. They really do. Their deals are good. And when I traveled to Kenya in December last year, I visited one of their programs, one of their projects, and I can assure you they are excellent. I visited their offices, and you just need to do your own due diligence, and then you're good to go. So in case you want land, in case you want properties, don't go any further. Contact Almond Estate Company Limited on +254 733 874 080 +254 733 874-080, Almond Estate Company Limited. You will not regret. Then, are you planning to go on holiday? I am saying these things because I've done this. Don't look any further. Jungle Dwellers. Oh my God. That's me and my darling over Christmas last year. Those of you who know Kenya, that's the escarpment, the viewpoint, Jungle Dwellers, and we just decided, you know what, we're going to try them. Jungle Dwellers, what they do, this young man is in UK, and he decided to venture into this business. He plans everything for you, and you can pay in installments. He plans the journey. He gets the van for you. You are picked from the comfort of your home, and you can travel comfortably. Sometimes you don't always want to drive, so they're good. Jungle Dwellers. Get in touch with Bonnie Wesh, and you can even pay for your loved ones. It doesn't have to be you. You could decide to treat your parents. Say, this time I'm taking my mommy and daddy for Easter to, if you still have them, to Masai Mara. I'm taking them to Nakuru. I'm taking them to Mombasa. Just pay and give them a surprise. It could be for your loved one, your darling, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your family, your auntie, that favorite auntie. Don't go any further. Jungle Dwellers, they have a good deal. And I can tell you, I am saying this because I have used them. They are really very, very good. You can trust them. You can rely on them. Yes, I use them, and I was so happy, and I'll always go back. Anytime I'm traveling, anytime I need any 2 hours travel, I'll use Jungle Dwellers. Once again, marafiki zangu wa Kenya wenzetu. I don't like speaking Kiswahili. Those of you who know me, I've never even taught Kiswahili. Kenyans and friends of Kenya, once again, welcome to Beacon of Hope, our Friday special program. I always tell you that in Beacon of Hope, we teach, we inspire. And I know tonight you will be inspired. Yes, you will be inspired. And the reason why I am saying you'll be inspired, personally, I have been inspired. My guest tonight is just like my own daughter. And I'm going to explain why I would say she is just like my daughter. And when I heard her story on the media in Kenya, I thought, this is mind-blowing. I'm going to bring this girl to my show. I want people to hear things, different people featuring or venturing into different avenues and doing so well back in Kenya. So because most of us are always looking for the white-collar jobs. Yes, and there's nothing wrong with that. Teachers, lawyers, managers, pilots, nurses, there's still so much that you can do. And so when I heard what this young girl is doing, and allow me to say that because with all due respect, she allows me to call her what I'm calling her, because to me, like I said, she is like my own daughter. When I heard what she's doing, I said, you know what, definitely, I need to bring her in. She's going to challenge some of us. Yes, Karian tuned, Karibu Sana. She's going to challenge some of us because I can tell you, I just love the spirit. I just love the humility, everything to do with her. Nilimpenda, nikasema, you know what? And I'll tell you, she used to be one of my best students. Yes, I love her, and I love the humility. So without wasting much time. You are not inviting people. I don't like when I'm bringing my guest and we do not have many people tuned in. But I'm gonna bring her all the same without wasting any more time, without much further ado. Like as they say in Beacon of Hope tonight, our family program, I'm gonna bring in Anne Karova. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
How are you doing, daughter?
I'm very, very well.
Well,
Thank you.
you know what? I've just told people my guest tonight, I'll tell them she is just like my own daughter. And yes, I am excited to host you tonight. Would you like to introduce yourself, say who you are, a brief history of yourself, studied, everything, where you come from, so that people can know exactly who my guest is? Welcome.
Oh my. My name is Anne Wadiara Karoba. I'm first and foremost, I'm a mother to a wonderful daughter, and I'm a businesswoman. I'm both an interior designer and an upcoming farmer, and I love what I do. I love both my hustles. That's what we call them. Yeah, and I enjoy. Miss Kangele was my teacher in primary school and my head teacher. She was my English teacher, and I really loved her. I think we all did. She was just a wonderful teacher, a wonderful mother figure.
Go on, tell them, they don't know.
She was very loving, and she
Aww.
used to discipline us when need be. So thank you very much for that.
Uh-huh.
I actually studied in Moi University. I did languages and literary studies. I majored in English, so I think I owe you that. You are my English teacher.
Anytime.
Yes. But then after that, I became a banker for a couple of years. And I had enough with employment, so I went to self-employment. I have been doing interior design, and then slowly I got myself integrated into farming, fish farming to be specific, and other kind of farming, small scale. So yeah, that's why we are here today to discuss fish farming.
Wow. Do you know, time flies. Can you tell these
Oh yeah.
viewers? They look at me and they don't believe. How many years back? How many years is that? Can you tell them? I'm not embarrassed to hear this.
Wow, you are my teacher since I think I was in class 3 to class 8. That was until 1994.
Oh
Like
God.
28 years or 30.
Oh God. Oh God.
You
Oh God.
don't age. You
I don't. It's a grace of God. It's the grace of
oh,
God.
amen.
Oh, it's good to see you. It's good to host you. It's good to have you tonight. And you know what? I am just so excited, Ariara, to have you here
Yeah.
tonight. I look back into those years, and you people still look the same. I still take you as somebody is asking, what? Yes. And Karian and Wadiara was not among my first students, mind you. He wasn't in the first class 8. No. Stop calculating how old I am. Yes, by the grace of God, I thank God.
Yeah.
So, Wadiara, I've heard, wow, you've just gone through, and I'm thinking, wow, within such a short span, you've done so much. You studied, where did you go high school?
I went to St. Anne's, Luki.
Oh, my school. You see, you
Oh
followed
yes.
me. That was
Yes,
my
the
school.
alumni.
Your alumni, you followed me.
Yes.
Then
Yes.
you went to Moi University. You studied languages and
Literary studies. I
wow,
majored in English.
you are
Yeah.
following, majored in English, and then you taught you didn't teach at all, did you?
I didn't. I
You
just
went
went straight
banking.
into banking.
Wow, you did banking, because the last time I knew I had you were in banking.
Yeah.
Then interior design, you've tried, you've done so well. Then you are a mother of one lovely daughter. And
Mhm.
now you've decided to venture into farming. Now, I'd like my viewers, please, as you join us, this is Beacon of Hope, Beacon, and tonight we are talking about fish farming. Fish farming in Kenya, and people are thinking, hey, sisi sio wajadhi, kwani watu wamekuwa? No. As Anne will explain in a bit. Kare Ann, I'm calculating naona pia ungekuwa my teacher those years. That's why I like following you. Welcome. God bless you. Thank you, Kare Ann. Yes. So, like we will hear from Anne, she's tried within a very short time, she's done so many side hustles, and now eventually she's planning or she's settling into farming.
Yeah.
Why farming? Who has inspired you? Why have you thought of going back to farming? Although I love farming, most people see me even on Facebook, even here in UK, by the way. I've got a small allotment, and in my kitchen garden, I don't plant any flowers at all. I get all my veggies, all my onions, all my most of the small bits, I get them from my own allotment. So I love farming. And when I'm retiring, because I'm coming back, that's why I want to learn all these things. I want to go to farming. Where did you get the inspiration from? Is it your parents, who are my very good friends? May they continue resting in peace. Is it, where did you get this? Why did you think of farming? Why farming?
First and foremost, I grew up in a farm. My parents were big farmers. And when I was young, I remember I used to follow my mom around the shamba. So she had to buy me a very small chondo and a small panga, because I always wanted to carry hers. So farming is from way back. We grew up in a farm and we loved it. And of course, when you venture out into your own life, you forget about it. You want to try your own things. And nobody wants to be associated with farming, especially when you leave campus. You just want to go to Nairobi and get a job. And then, so I never thought I would actually be interested in farming at all. Until I think in 2011, I was very interested in opening a fish restaurant, because I'm a fish lover. I love fish. And there was a huge gap where we used to live. But it did. The dream was crushed somewhere along the way. It didn't happen. Until like 2 years ago, the idea came up again. We had my sister and a brother of mine and I brainstormed about it. And this happened when COVID hit. I have a brother of mine who was running a primary school. And of course, with COVID, business didn't go so well.
Yeah.
So we brainstormed about what we could do with the school and the land, because it was big and idle. And we knew how long COVID was going to go on and schools were going to remain closed. So we just came up with the idea. I was like, why don't we start breeding fish for people to grow, and we can also grow for sale. It's a gap, especially in central Kenya. It's a big gap. And with the health issues, nowadays we are advised to move from red meat to white meat. Yeah, that is how it started. So the three of us came together. We've been supporting each other financially, the physical land, and the knowledge. Yeah, so that's how it came about. But now,
wow.
Yeah.
Right. Why I got so inspired when I heard you on Kameme, I'm thinking, people usually, what happens is that farmers grow, or farmers are inspired by their produce, they're inspired by the people, the locals, and when I was growing up, and actually even you, when you're growing up, fish was quite rare. I don't actually remember ever eating fish in my early years at all. And if I did, I don't know when. In our location, in where, especially where, we come from the same area in Githunguri and generally Central Province, we are not fish lovers. We have grown up, and our children have grown up just knowing the red meat. And I actually hated the smell of fish. Even whenever we had the people who are employed in the farms there. And from the western parts, they would come with the dry fish, and whenever they cooked their fish, would all be say that it's smelling and all that.
Yeah.
But we find that currently, as the population, I was reading some statistics by 2050, the population of the world will be approaching, I think, 10 billion or so. And,
Mm-hmm.
And there are so many ailments which are associated with lifestyles, and
Yes.
particularly the way we eat. And you find, especially people from central Kenya, there are some certain uh, um, ailments which are associated with our lifestyle and the kind of food
Exactly.
that we eat. So I was thinking, why fish? And I thought those could be some of the reasons. Now, well done and congratulations for coming up with such a brilliant idea. Now, I want us to go to the main bits. I've heard it's you, your brothers, and your brother, your sister coming together, you know, thinking we need to do something. And I love the idea that this came up during COVID. This is the same time when I thought of starting this program, because we were all sitting indoors, and Zoom was introduced, and I
Yeah.
used to do a lot on Facebook still, but I thought, you know what, I had a bit of time, we weren't working, and I thought I need to do something to benefit the community. We started talking about health benefits, and advising people, inviting health professionals. And eventually I started inviting politicians like me. I started
Mm-hmm.
inviting leaders. I started inviting young people. And I love, my main passion is young people. And that is why you are here as a young person. Why, at your age? Why? Because, like I said, you are my daughter. I taught you in primary school from class 3.
Yeah.
Why leave the white collar jobs, like they call it? You've worked in a bank. Why leave that to go and work in the murky areas of, because you're going to explain to us about fish farming? Why would you want to do that? Is there more profit in that? Is there more satisfaction? Why would you want to do that?
Um. Number one, I wanted to liberate my time because I felt in the white collar job where I had been for so many years, my time was limited and dictated by someone else or a company.
Mhm.
And I felt I had more to give and more fulfillment for myself that I hadn't accomplished. And the only way to do that was to get out and go look for those opportunities myself. So those are the two main reasons I left banking. Um, and I can say it's been quite fulfilling. The challenges are there, but it is quite an eye opener because once you're limited to being one sided, I was feeling so locked up. I was feeling I'm caged and I can spread my wings elsewhere and I'm gonna dictate myself and you know be my own boss. And I can't say I regret any of that so far.
Wow, I love this idea, because at your age, feeling caged, some of us have been teaching for, I taught for over 20 years, even because after I left Kenya, when I came to UK, I still pursued teaching, and I'm still been studying, and it's just that passion. Although with the politics now, the teaching is a bit on the side now.
Yes.
Now, what are some of the benefits? Maybe I'm taking you too deep. What are some of the benefits of eating fish as pertains to gima, as pertains to eating other kinds of meat and all that? The health benefits.
The health benefits. Number one, fish is very rich in omega-3 fatty acids and vitamin D. And those two are very good in reducing the risks of heart diseases and also the autoimmune diseases, which have been very common, as you've said, because of our lifestyles. Um, Fish is also good because it has fish oil, And fish oil can also be a raw material. You remember when we were growing up, we had to be given cod liver oil.
Yeah, I still
And
take
like,
it.
yes, then we used to find it very disgusting. Couldn't
Yeah.
understand where our mothers are giving us that.
Mm.
But you see, cod liver oil is also good with brain development and brain growth, and it's also good with what do we call it? Asthma, reducing asthma in children.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it prevents coughs, and when they have coughs, it's very good with the chest issues. So basically, fish has a lot of nutrients that are good for us. Um, what else is there in fish? Yeah, basically
And
those
and
advantages health
and
wise. Yeah.
when we were growing up, and I don't know whether it's the same perception, people used to say that people from the lake that their mental capacity is quite high. I
Yeah.
don't know whether that I don't know how true that is, but they used to say that fish helps in the course of the metabolism when you clear all the chafu, that it helps their mental capacity used to be better. I don't know how true that is. Although
Uh,
when I was studying, when I went back to uni, I was doing my master's in law 2 years ago, and they said there was something to do with concentration. They were telling me to take more fish products. It helps with concentration. I don't know how true that is.
well, research has proved that fish oil is very good with brain growth. So I think that was kind of true. And you can also see that our learned friends are very learned. They are very sharp. So
Wow,
they can
hatutaki
give
kwenda
me.
huko, hatutaki
Huh?
kuingia huko. We don't want to go that end. Now,
Okay.
you and your family, you are into fish farming. And once again, congratulations, because my late mom had started fish farming, and I used to look at her and think, oh God, this is too much. It's too demanding with a lot of requirements, water and all that. Eventually, she stopped, and one of the reasons was before she could harvest her fish, she would go and find that her fish has been, because it's a small pond, her fish has been stolen by some of the workers, and she gave up.
Oh,
What are some of the requirements? What do you require? Because I want you to inspire somebody here who does not have a job, or somebody who is fed up with what they are doing, or somebody still who can take that as a side hustle, somebody who is working employed somewhere, and they've got a piece of land somewhere. So I would like you to tell us, what are the requirements? What do we need for fish? And guys, as you continue joining, can I ask you, please share with somebody, because your friends are not Anne's friends, they are not my friends, and we will spread this message far. Particularly you guys, Ogedongori Township alumni. I can see Anna Kiogi, I can see a few there. Please kindly share. And by the way, have you shared to your classmates?
yes, I have. I've shared earlier. I hope they're there. I hope they're here.
I can't see many of them, but I'm happy to see Anne Kiongi. Yes, she's there. And a
Ah,
few others. I usually see who is watching. And please, guys, share and invite people. So, Anne, can you tell us the requirements?
well, first and foremost, you need to have the land, depending on what you want to do. For me, we have a hatchery. This is where we breed with the fingerlings to sell to people. And we also have ponds. This is where we grow the fish to full term growth. So, depending on what you want to do, if you want to just have fish ponds, you need land, you need a lot of supply of water, because water is very important to fish, and not just water. It's water with oxygen. There's a way you measure. There are tools to do that. Um, you also need to have a lot of equipment, because if you're digging for yourself, the ponds, there's a way you put those dam liners and then you pour the water inside. You have to have yes, like that.
Hey, you know, when you
Those
sent
are
me those
fingerlings.
photos, I was wondering what the all this. As we continue, I would like you to keep mentioning also this is an area because we have ventured into uncharted waters for some of us. You know, this is not an area we know very, very well. You should also mention the type of fish that you guys are growing because as I grew up, I think I only knew tilapia and
Yes.
now salmon. That's all.
Okay.
So
We
you need land. How much land? Let's go slowly and get how much land? Space.
um, let me say 50 by 100 would be
Oh,
ideal.
uh-huh.
It will be ideal. It can hold like about 12 ponds.
Wow.
Yes,
So can I say then, well, it depends on how big you want your farming to be. So it does
ex-
not matter. Even somebody who
exactly.
is living on a small piece of land can start off. You also need enough water supply, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us the kind of fish you are rearing, and then I'm gonna go to the next question.
Right now we are doing tilapia and
Mhm.
catfish. Yeah, that's tilapia.
Don't like hearing that catfish.
Why? That's catfish. Those are catfish
Um,
fingerlings.
oh, they don't look.
Catfish, they don't look good.
So what's that there now? The one you're showing
These,
us right now.
these are tilapia fingerlings. You see, they are very tiny.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Yes.
And what's that net in there? Is that and what's that white stuff, that grayish stuff?
This is a net. This is a net.
Mm-hmm,
So we normally put them, as much as they're in the pond, we put them inside the net
mm-hmm.
because it's easier to access them. So when we need to like collect them, we just get in there and lift out the net. It makes work easier to collect them.
Right. And look at that.
These are catfish fingerlings.
Uh,
You can see there are so many.
let me not comment. not not the best. And right there we've got what do you have there?
Tilapia fingerlings.
And
These are about 2 months old. This is a picture of me in the hatchery.
uh-huh,
This is where we breed them. We breed them from eggs to fingerlings.
uh-huh.
So you can see it's a whole system that is running from one tank to another. You can see the white tank there with black things. That is for cleaning the water.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so the water rotates from one point to the other. It's cleaned and then it goes back to the tank. So in
Now,
those basins, there are fingerlings inside.
we would like to know where do you get these um, eggs from?
We harvest. We remove them from the fish themselves. We have fish that we call brooders.
Mm-hmm.
So we put them aside in the ponds. When we want new fingerlings of whatever type, we go to the brooders and harvest the eggs from them.
There is something I saw today because the minute I thought of hosting you, I decided to get a bit of information. I saw this lady in Kakamega who
Mm.
she was saying to get the eggs, you get the female fish and you press them, get the slimy eggs, and then you go and put them somewhere with the sperms, and that's how they breed. Is that what you do?
Yes, yes, that's for catfish.
Uh-huh.
To do it artificially, we get the brooder from the
Uh-huh.
brooder catfish, the female now, and then we squeeze out the egg. And then they have to be, for them to be ready, they have to be greenish brown. That's how you
Mm-hmm.
tell that
Mm-hmm.
they are ready. and then you get the male catfish. Unfortunately, he has to die because you have to slice him open
Ah,
and remove his eggs and pour on the female eggs for fertilization.
can I get this? So oh my God. So the male has to be sacrificed so that you can have the
To
fingerlings.
get children, yes.
Oh.
That is the artificial way of doing it.
Can't you, just the same way you squeeze the eggs from the female fish, can that happen with the male? Get the sperm
No,
from the male fish?
no.
Oh,
With
that's a,
catfish, it's tricky because even naturally they breed most when it's raining in the natural habitat.
mhm,
So you see, these ones we've locked them somewhere in a pond.
yeah.
So we unfortunately the male has to go to for him to get children.
Wow. And I see a question here from Anne Kyongi. She's asking, does climate affect the type of fish one can keep?
Yes, that's a very good question.
Mhm,
The kind of fish we have are warm-blooded fish. Like if you visit our farm, we put a greenhouse on top of the pond
uh-huh.
because our area is very cold. So we had to put up a greenhouse to keep the air warm.
Yeah.
And then we also have to be careful not to make it too hot. It stays, we measure to 26 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
That is good for tilapia. You will find out fish like trout fish survives in very cold places like Nyahururu, Nyeri.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Now that's like a cold-blooded type of fish.
So for you to do this, definitely you needed a bit of training. And you told us very well that at a university, you did not study anything to do with farming at all. Where do you get, because I believe you still need to keep equipping yourself, where do you get knowledge, information in case you want like the ponds maybe to be fumigated and all that? Where do you get all this support or information from?
Number one, we had a lot of support from the Ministry of Fisheries in
Uh-huh.
Githunguri.
Mm-hmm.
They really assisted us with information. Initially, when we started, they even gave us somebody to work with us uh, and teach us a lot, especially about the hatchery and the ponds also. And then I approached a few big fish farmers
Mm-hmm.
who started a while back. So we went for formal training and practicals in their farms also. Like would spend 3 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
And also a lot of you have to be interested. So a lot of research, a lot of literature online, anywhere. We basically, for me, it has been a learning curve. So you start with the fisheries, other fish farmers, yourself. You have to go out there and get the literature.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't lack information if you want it. You still get it.
So you got to continue learning, continue visiting other people who have been there before, who have qualified, who have done it before. I can see my son
Exactly.
Kenyati saying, wow, yes, I saw you are doing pigs. I'm going to come to you next. So we still are talking about this fish farming. And guys, please, as you join us, as you continue joining us, can I kindly ask you to share? There's a lot of information here, even if it's not you, because I've got viewers in the diaspora. You might want to support your parents, your family, your wife, your husband, somebody back home to start this, to do the fish farming. Because one, Anne has told us fish is not just for economic purposes, fish is good for our health, especially as people from the mountain, like they call us, because we grow up thinking we only want red fish, and I mean red meat, sorry. And we know that red meat in itself, too much of it is not very healthy. You can eat fish maybe twice, you can swap. So, and fish, I was also doing some research and I saw that fish lowers heart diseases, helps you to get sleep because of the vitamin D, helps to fight acne, the skin disease, helps to alleviate arthritis, it helps to lower cholesterol, decreases the rates of heart failure, the risk of cancer, especially colon cancer, cervical cancer, and pancreas, lowers blood pressure. And these are scientific findings. It speeds up metabolism. So that's why when you see these people, you don't have, our people, you have these tummies that because our food, the digestion takes long. Excuse my language. Yes, it does. And it helps improve eyesight. Maybe some of us should have eaten a bit more fish.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a great source of vitamin D, which is very good for strong, healthy bones. No wonder au marafiki zetu wakule, they are very, when you see them, they are very strong. Their bones, they are very, very strong. Sisi wengine tuko hoi hai kidogo juu kukula mawaru sana. Tulikula mawaru sana. Now, which is cheaper? Because you said for you now you have got catfish and tilapia. You have the two, yeah?
Yes.
Which one do you find easier or cheaper to rear or to farm?
Catfish catfish is a hardy fish.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't need to treat it as delicate as we treat tilapia when we are rearing. Tilapia is a delicate fish.
Ah,
Yeah. So definitely catfish, and you don't like it, but catfish is the best for fillet because it has a lot of meat, less bones.
asante sana.
I'm sure you
I
eat it.
just hate the looks of those. Oh God, please
I'm
don't.
sure you eat it, but you don't know you're eating catfish in
No, I
fillet.
do ask. I
Or
do
you
ask. I love salmon and I love tilapia. Catfish, if I find it, please let's not discuss that because I don't want to put people
you're
off.
going to make me lose catfish clients.
Yes, yes, I want people to be bad to be eating the catfish. Oh my God. Oh, I'm still old school. I'm still not my mind is still not liberated from that idea of our grandmothers and our mothers who never believed in fish. So going back to the requirements, because you've been there now, at least and this is artificial farming, because our friends in the from the lake, they get their fish from Lake Victoria, so they don't have to struggle like you do. Going back to the requirements, you said first of all you can use the land that you have. It doesn't have to be acres and acres.
Yeah.
You can just have a plot, and then you just do have the pond. Can you take us through the steps or the stages of or what you need for the pond? Because people might think kesho naenda kuchimbua naweka maji and then I put the fish. How do you prepare that pond before you get the fish?
Um, it's not as hard as we may think,
Mm-hmm.
because for a standard pond it should be how do I put it? A medium sized pond. We don't
Yeah.
advocate for too big.
Mm-hmm.
So for a medium sized pond should be about 4 by 4
Mm-hmm.
and about 2-3 meters deep.
Yeah.
Uh, you need to have, as I said, water supply is very important
Mm-hmm.
for in and out. You have to clean the ponds every week. Like for
Yeah.
us, we clean our ponds every Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Like this one, you notice there is some green stuff there. We call it
Yeah.
algae.
Mm-hmm.
It's good because the fish also feed on it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's important for us not to let it overgrow.
Uh-huh.
Because when you let the small plants overgrow, they use up the oxygen in the water,
Mm-hmm.
so the fish won't have enough oxygen, they will die. And when that starts happening, you'll see like they'll try to come to the top of the pond and try breathe.
Mm-hmm.
When you see them doing that, just notice that they're not getting enough oxygen.
Yeah.
There are gadgets to measure the oxygen in the water.
Mm-hmm.
and also to measure the pH of the water. You also need gadgets like thermometers to measure the temperature so that it doesn't overheat or it doesn't become too cold.
Yeah.
In these ponds, we need to have outlets for like water in, water out. If you don't have that, you can have pumps. As guys use pumps,
Mm-hmm.
pump out water. I'd advocate for borehole water because tap water might not be sufficient. River water might not be so clean for the fish also. So
Mm-hmm.
there are ways you can clean the river water. Um, what have I left out? In the ponds, you need to get the dam liners. You know those nylon papers.
Yeah.
That is where you pour in the water. That is if you don't have ponds that are cemented.
Yeah.
And if you have those cemented ponds, you need to waterproof them. Waterproofing so that water does not leak
Doesn't
out.
sink. Uh-huh.
Yes, and doesn't leak out and
Mm-hmm.
spoil the cement.
Yeah.
Yeah. What have I left out? If it's an open pond, you probably
Mm-hmm.
need to have a net on top because of
Yeah.
preys like birds.
Mm-hmm.
But the worst prey is human beings. As you said, people used to steal your mother's fish. So, yeah, so you need to have a net on top. Uh,
Wow. Wow. Before we proceed,
yes.
so what happens if it could be a bit of technical? If one wants to start the fish farming, they don't have the piping supply of water there, but they just want to start small or dig a small pond, get the nylon paper, as you say, and they would like to be pouring water and changing. Would that work or would that affect the fish? They don't have plenty of water supply like piped, but they could have water in containers or in tankers somewhere. So they need to be changing. Would that affect the fish or you've not tried that? I'm talking in terms of people want to start because we are helping people here who might be thinking, you know what, I don't have a job and I think this could be something for me. I know there's a lot of demand for fish now because people have known
Yes.
it's the main thing now. So would that be killing the fish? Would the exchange of water, getting the water, the dirty water and changing, do you think that can work?
Yes, it can work.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a bit tedious, of course,
Yeah.
but it can work because you've seen the net you had put there.
Yeah.
You just collect your fish with the net, put the fish aside,
Mm-hmm.
clean the pond,
Mm-hmm.
and then you put them back. Of course, when you put them aside, you put them in a container of water. We don't leave them out for too long.
Okay.
The fish is not supposed to be out for more than 8 to 10 minutes. So you
Mm-hmm.
put them in a container,
Mm-hmm.
clean your pond,
Mm-hmm.
put in the clean water, and put the fish back in. It's doable. It's just that it's a bit tedious.
Wow. So you're supposed to be cleaning that pond.
Weekly, yes.
Wow, wow. Then, well, but like you say, yes, it's doable, and especially if you have that net. I'm imagining two or three people lifting the net and putting the fish in a karai or somewhere where there's water,
Yes,
and it's just for a short few minutes. Now, James
yes.
Bother is asking you, how long does it take from hatch to harvest?
Um, for tilapia,
Mm-hmm.
for tilapia, it uh, for tilapia to attain 500 grams, which is the standard size for selling,
Mm-hmm.
500 grams to 700 grams. That's what the market demands. That takes about 7 to 9 months.
Mm-hmm. Now,
For catfish,
go on. And for catfish, that's tilapia, yeah?
yeah, catfish tends to grow a bit faster, a bit bigger. So within 6 to 8 months, it can even attain to a kg.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, 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 wow.
Mm.
Now, We're still talking about the requirements. We've spoken about the pond, because we are thinking small scale. We are trying to help our people back home. I could be thinking of supporting my sister, my brother, or my cousin, or somebody I know, and even the people, the young people we have, roaming around. We could support them with such a project. We've we've discussed about the pond, the net, and the supply of water. Here comes the next question: feeding the fish. What do you feed the fish with? Fish. I'm assuming sio kama mbuzi. If you have goats, sheep, you can just go get mireo and any green stuff and you throw. If you've got cows and all that, how do you feed it? What do you feed your fish with? Right from the fingerlings to, as you'd say, that the 6-8 weeks, months of farming.
Okay. There's fish food, like in powder form.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I would want to say that feeds are quite a challenge,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you're starting.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's out of the market, it's out of stock. Sometimes it just goes out of stock and you're left stranded. So that is one of the challenges we actually faced when we started, and we didn't know many places to buy. We only knew like two people. So when they don't have, you're in a quagmire. So there's fish food that is normally in powder form. Mostly we buy it from Unga feeds, and there are also other people who import. Most of the feed is imported from Egypt, actually.
Oh dear, this Kenya stuff, importing everything. I
Yes.
think we've
So
got
feeding
our
has
own
been
maize and all that. Sorry to say.
yeah, it's been a challenge. But the beauty is, the fish don't eat a lot, especially when they're young. We actually sprinkle the powder into the pond, like a teaspoon.
What?
A teaspoon can feed like 5,000 fingerlings. So you're gonna, yes, and if you overfeed them, they burst. Their tummies burst. So you have to be careful. So a teaspoon in the morning, a teaspoon at lunchtime, and a teaspoon in the evening. That's enough
Are
for
you
people.
talking about a teaspoon?
Yes, those are like until they are 4 weeks old. Once they are
Uh-huh.
4 weeks old, you increase that to a tablespoon.
Uh-huh.
Um, a tablespoon is going to feed about 5,000 to 7,000 fingerlings
Uh-huh.
at one feeding. But then also fish food is a bit expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but as I've said, the beauty is that you don't feed a lot. So they
Wow.
specific, yeah, like for the young ones, you call it starter. As they past 4 weeks, we give them 2 a bit bigger. As they progress, there is 3 the size. As they progress, you start feeding them pellets, fish pellets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all these are available in probably Unga feeds, and there are a few other people who've been selling.
I'm
But the
hoping
biggest
Karova.
challenge,
I'm hoping Karova is still existing in Gedongori, because I'm encouraging our people in Gedongori to start fish farming, and you can see there's a lot of interest in this. And guys,
there.
this is Beacon of Hope, and we are talking about fish farming. If you are joining us now, this is Anwar Yarawakarova, and she's doing very well with fish farming. I have seen her, I've had her on Kameme, and I thought, you know what? We need to invite her. She needs to encourage us. You never know. Some of us could be thinking, that can be a side hustle for my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, my uncle, or even adopt somebody in the street, from the streets, and support them to get something to do. And you have had, I'm really surprised, Anne, that you feed with so many fingerlings. You can feed just a spoonful of. Is that true?
Yes,
Do we have other types of food other than that powder and then pellets later? Do they have any greens, like, with boozy we can give mereo and all that?
yes. We have local feeds also,
Mm-hmm.
but as the fish becomes bigger, they can feed on local feed. There's something we call ochonga.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called ochonga. It's made of like fish remains. It's like fish manure.
Uh-huh.
So mostly we buy it from uh, Kisumu, Homa Bay, because they have a lot of it. so,
Uh-huh.
so that is locally,
Kombele.
yes, it's locally made,
Mm-hmm.
and it's also very good for the fish. It's nutritious, and it boosts their growth. They actually become bigger. Yeah, so we can't say that we don't have local feeds. Like if you want to start fish farming, I'll sell you fingerlings. You can feed on the powder feed I've said, but once they're big, they can feed on ochonga, and they grow. And also fish feed on the algae, the green stuff that grows in the water. They feed on that. They actually like it. So there's a variety of feed.
Why then do you have to clean the pond if the algae that is growing in the pond, if they can feed on that? If I was doing that, I wouldn't bother cleaning it. Then I would leave the fish to eat that and clean. Or it's not good so good for them if they eat a lot.
No, no. If it grows too much,
Uh-huh.
it makes the pond dirty. And I talked about the oxygen issue also. So we don't let it overgrow. Remember, this is artificial. They are artificial ponds. It's not like in the lake where
Mm-hmm.
they naturally grow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. Viewers of Beacon of Hope, tonight we are talking to this young lady, and I told you she was my student. I can proudly say that. I taught her from class 3, and she was one of the best students. She did very well. She went to university, studied something totally different, worked as a banker, did a few things. She's an interior designer, but finally, her and her brother and sister have decided, you know what, let's try something different. And they started this over the COVID period, and here they are. And we have seen, and most of us now are learning the benefits of fish. So if you are joining us now, we have Anwar Yarawakarova. And can I kindly ask you to share and invite people to hear, because this is quite interesting, and particularly coming from a young person to go back to farming. Well, she did say her inspiration came from her parents, and because I know her dad and mom, and maybe even after working and realizing, you know what, she said she had that passion. So as you join us, kindly share, and if you've got any questions, I can see a few questions, and I don't know whether you can see the questions on the screen.
No, no.
So please continue sending in your questions. I can see there's another question by James Bother. He's asking, this is quite a long one. You need to think about that. And I think I had mentioned how many fish per pond. I think I had asked that. The cost estimates, and particularly maybe of bleeding or of starting the amount of maybe money you'd need, the capital to start, and the market. I was actually coming to that. Will you come to that? And what are the profits like? So let's handle those questions one at a time. How many fish per pond? If it's the tilapia and the catfish, would you have the same number in a pond? You gave us this, the size of the pond, and then the cost estimates. Let us look at those two first.
Uh-huh. Uh, for a 4 by 4 and 2 meters deep pond, that can take about 200 tilapia,
Wow.
uh, and about 100 catfish, because as I said, catfish tend to grow big. They tend to grow big faster. I probably would want to note that the more fish you put, if you put too many in a pond, probably thinking the more you put there, the bigger the profit. The air issue, the oxygen issue is you need to note about it, because if you put too many, they are going to suffocate because the oxygen won't be enough. So it's also good to note the number. That's a good question. The number of fish per pond. I probably wouldn't go to the cost estimates because it's a bit the delicate. It depends on what you have to invest first.
Yeah.
But an ideal pond, one pond would probably cost say 30 to 40,000 to start. Yeah.
Wow. James, I think part of your question has been answered because definitely how many fish per pond, and I think that was one of the first questions I asked. It depends on the size of the pond, because I was looking, I did some research, and some people would make big ponds and obviously have more fish. Some people would want to start small, depending on your size, depending on your, it's up to you. You cut your cloth according to your, the
Yeah.
size of the material that you have. So, and then the marketing, we come to the marketing, because I know we said when you started, you said people grow fish for economic purposes, and some people now, because of the kind of lifestyle, the kind of for food, so they produce. There are people who are producing that for food, for their own health benefits. Those of
Exactly.
you who are joining in, we just discussed a few health benefits of eating fish, and we said some of us, especially if people from the mountain, we are only learning this when it is too late, the benefits of eating fish. Some of us hated fish. Some of us, as we were growing up, like me, the smell of fish, and no, it wasn't the thing for me. But we are learning the benefits now. And actually, even the doctors are advising us. Some of us in the diaspora, we are being told, because of the lack of vitamin D, you need that to have your strong bones because you don't have enough sunlight. So at least to have fish twice in a week or once in a week in your diet. So your fish, we come to the market now. You are growing your fish, you and your brother and your sister, you have your fish at home in Githongori. I don't see many people in Githongori buying your fish. Where do you sell your fish? I'm sorry, I could be wrong. Maybe we have changed. I'm saying because that's where I've grown. And if I was there, I don't think I would be bothered that much. I would rather go into the butchery and buy a kilo of beef.
of, of beef.
Yeah, that's
Uh, market market has also been a challenge.
uh-huh.
Uh, Initially,
Uh-huh.
when I say initially, I mean we we didn't even know where to start selling to begin with. But personally, I undertook the marketing.
Mm-hmm.
I have really been big online marketing the fish, especially
Uh-huh.
the fingerlings.
Mm-hmm.
And funny enough, initially our market used to be from out of central Kenya. I had a lot of clients. I still have a lot of clients from Machakos, Kitui,
Wow.
from yes, from Nyeri, from Kajiado, Nyahururu. Actually, uh, Kiambu customers started trickling in towards the end of last year.
Sisi ndio tunakuwa the late comers, huh?
Yes, and it's good. It's never too late.
Uh-huh.
So most of my marketing, I do it online,
Uh-huh.
and of course, I focus a lot on customer retention. I
Mm-hmm.
follow up on the people I sell to know how the growth of the fish has been, and they are repeat customers. Thank you very much if you're listening. They've been repeat customers, and now the market has quite opened up in Nairobi
Mm-hmm.
and Kiambu. Um, you have to try.
Oh,
You have
yes.
to try. You have to give marketing a notch higher. The Ministry of Fisheries also in Kibunguri has been very good to us. They keep directing us customers also. There's also another body called Aquaculture Development something board. It's an NGO. I approached them sometime last year. They've also been very kind. They've been sending customers our way. And of course, other fish farmers, if they have big clients and they can't meet the market, they send us those clients. So I think we are at a good place in terms of marketing, and we are still going to go further.
It seems like, listening to you, you are actually kind of more inclined to the fingerlings.
Yes.
What about the grown fish? Do you sell local, or is that what you're saying, you get the market? Because what I heard is the fingerlings you sell to farmers who want to go and grow fish themselves.
Yeah.
What about the grown fish? Because I believe you don't sell all the fingerlings, you also grow your own fish which you can harvest. When you harvest, do you have markets where you sell the fish local or wherever?
The grown fish, we started concentrating on the grown fish mid last year. So our first sales for the grown fish was actually in December, January, which we did locally. We sold just around Kiambu to people we know, people who buy kidogo for selling in the market. And we also sold to people to go sell to other people, like say brokers to take to city market. City market has a lot of fish. Yeah, so that was our first and second lot for grown fish. We didn't want to concentrate on growing fish to full scale initially until we got the fingerlings right. Number two, why we focused on the fingerlings is because hatching the fingerlings is it's capital intensive, and not so many people might be able to do that. So you see, as I said earlier, is you look for the gap. I can come to you and buy from you grown fish, but you probably don't know where to get the fingerlings to grow them. So the hatchery, this one where you're seeing me, the hatchery is quite capital intensive, and that is why most people don't know where to get the fish from. So we first had to meet that gap. It was what do we call it? A strategy, a business strategy.
Wow. Viewers, I can see I keep repeating myself because we have new people joining in, people who have no idea. They can see fish farming, but they could be wondering, wow, what is all this to do with us? So tonight, viewers, in Beacon of Hope Bacon, we are featuring one of my past students. I can proudly say that, Anwar Yara. I taught her from class 3, and trust me, this girl was one of my brightest pupils. She did very well. She went to uni. She studied something different in Moi University. Left university, came and worked in a bank sector. Then she started interior design, and she had studied languages and something different from what she's doing today. Then all of a sudden during COVID, her and her brother came together and said, you know what, we need to look at this. We need to start fish farming. And here they are. And she's encouraging people. And the reason why I felt so encouraged and inspired is we've got so many people who are saying there are no jobs, there's nothing to do. And here we are. You can start small. You can contact Annie and she's going to guide you. You can even start with just one pond. You can also do this for your family back home, those of us in diaspora. You can support mommy, you can support daddy, you can support your cousins, you can support somebody in the street. You can pick some of the young people who are saying they're idle, they're hustlers, they have nothing to do. Support them through this. And instead of giving them money, because they keep asking for cash, you give them the fishing, the fishing rod and the fish, and then they can go and be self-sufficient. So this is very, very, very encouraging, and I believe it's inspiring too, and particularly for such a young girl who has decided, most of the girls her age think, oh, I just need to leave my nails, I'm not gonna touch, because I saw her working and I'm thinking, wow, wow, wow. She's not one of those girls who will feel like it's too dirty for her, as long as it's bringing money. So guys, you can continue sending in your comments, your questions. Thank you so much, James. You said thank you. That means your answer was handled well. Your question, sorry. Carrie Ann is saying, are you talking about the normal teaspoon when you talk about the food?
Yes. Yes, the normal teaspoon.
It's enough for how many?
5,000 fingerlings that are about one day to 4 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. One disappointing thing is that lack of fish food, and actually even having to import from, did you say Egypt?
Yes, Egypt.
With our people, we really have, and that's why we need to think about when we come to August 9. Don't let me go to politics. If we have to import everything, the food is available in Unga Limited, and yet we have to go and import fish food from Egypt. Jamani, Kenya kwetu tumefanya nini? Anyway, I don't want to go there, but it's quite encouraging, my dear, to see what you're doing. And Anne is rearing or farming catfish and tilapia at the moment. She said sometimes you have, for the fish to be sold, to be harvested, it's got to be like 500 to 700 grams. I think that's the question James had asked. And we come to the challenges. I know you mentioned one of the challenges was that fish food is very expensive. What are some of the challenges that you face? I think you said predators. Go ahead, and I don't want to. What are some of the challenges? Because everything that you do has got its challenges.
Yes. Number one of the challenges, as you mentioned earlier, is cultural. By the time you change people's mentality, I think it has taken people in central Kenya quite a while. But I'm glad that the mindset is changing. It's really changing, and people have accepted some of these. Like it's a, what do we call it? It's a delicacy.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, the mindset has really changed with people slowly too. And as you said, even I think the first time I ate fish was after Pop. So I'm glad the cultural barriers are being broken. Number two is knowledge. As I've told you, I struggled quite a bit initially, and I had to go out of my way to get literature knowledge from other people, from the ministry, visiting one office to the other. So then, if there is a way that the knowledge can be passed down to aspiring farmers and existing farmers, that would be a good plus. Number two is the is the human resource, which is very important. As much as the project is mine or ours as the owners of the business, we also need an expert in fish. There are people who go to school to study about fisheries in the university, and I'm proud to say we've employed one of them, a young girl actually. So she's like our, what do we call it? She's our encyclopedia about. She's our because she has studied it and she's good at it. So if you don't have somebody who's gone into the industry, especially when it comes to the hatchery, the young ones, you can go wrong. So the human resource is very important. So as much as there are other employees, it's good to have one person.
Yeah.
Another challenge we faced is power. Very important, because for the hatchery to run, you've seen that water is being, it's a whole system from one container to another to the clean system. So you can imagine when power goes for long, our fish might die. They actually die. So by the time you can see that this is run by electricity. So when we don't have electricity, it was very challenging. But then God, we are at a place now we have a generator as a backup. So once power goes, the generator comes on, because the fingerlings in the hatchery won't survive without power. The water has to be cleaned consistently. You can see the white thing there we call a biofilter. Yes, it's the one that cleans water and takes it back to the small containers. So power has been a challenge, but at least we've overcome that one. I talked about feeds, and I talked about marketing. You really have to go out of your way to get the proper market. Yeah, but I thank God even that we are overcoming in time. Is there another challenge?
You did say about the predators. Did you talk about?
Yeah. I talked about the predators who can be human beings and birds. Yeah.
Because my late mom was growing her fish, and she gave up because she would before she harvest. There are these people who would come when just the fish is just about to be harvested, and at night, because obviously the fish pond wasn't very close to the house, and obviously the pond is not that deep, they would just get all the fish, or not all of it, but at least it was a bit discouraging. And she used to do it. She had done very, very well. But anyway, we still don't give up, because thieves, you go anywhere, even in the maize plantation, they will go and harvest the maize. So that should not be a discouragement. We should not be discouraged by that. I like this challenge of cultural. We said cultural challenge, people's mentality, and I said I'm one of them. It took me ages to be able to eat fish. And actually, even today, if I find that what I'm eating is catfish, no, I just don't like those spikes. I mean,
no, you cut off the head.
I know, but I say the minute I know, because I know how it looks like. So that mentality, can you see? I'm one of your challenge. I remember my late grandma, when she found out that my mom was rearing fish. I mean, whenever she visited, she would tell mom that pot has cooked fish, and so she's not gonna eat anything. So you see, this cultural, the mentality, it's a challenge even today, particularly with the mountain people, because with us, we still associate that catfish looks like a python. It doesn't look it's not very appealing to the eyes. So you see the challenge that you've talked about, people's mentality. It's good to see. Thank you so much. It's good to see so many of us joining in. I can see my darling Bishop BK is saying, turudi mashambani kwenye utajiri lazima jameni. Tutarudi. We'll start with you, darling. Tutaanza na wewe. Tutarudi kufuga samaki. And I can see my sister Mel JJ, tutarudi nyumbani. I can see Karian is still commenting. She's saying very interesting. I can see San James, Daktari. You have got enough room there. Anza samaki. I can see Wesh Django Dwellers. I had talked about you. You need to give your contacts in a bit. Ruth, my sister, tutarudi nyumbani. We go back and do what mom used to do. I can see Anthony Ayub, watu wa Githongori. Turudi, mnaona msichana wetu wa Githongori. I can see your in-law, Lucy Eddy. She's watching. Lucy tutarudi Riavai tukafuge samaki. Yes. Megu Jamrik, all the way in Sweden, you need to join us. And Kiongi said she's very much interested. Now, wengine wengi ambao zipi mogo, I can see you are there. So, guys, today we are talking about fish farming, and this young girl here is doing very, very well. I told you Anne is one of my students. I taught her from class 3, and I'm so inspired to see what we can do and what, because she said, despite all the study, despite having worked in different sectors, banking and all that, she still felt inspired to go back to farming. And for the last 2 years, doing very well. And definitely, there are benefits of eating fish. Although she has told us there are challenges, yes, in anything you do, there will be challenges, but she is now reaping the benefits of what she is doing. As we come to the end, almost to the end, guys, if you've got comments, if you've got questions, if you've got any questions that you'd like Anne to handle, if she can, particularly about what she's been talking about and what she is doing, not very technical, her questions of the area that she is handling right now. She has told us the profits, the health benefits, the requirements to start fish farming. I've written all my notes. Mimi mnajua ni mwalimu. I've written all my notes. You never know. Somebody might want that support.
Yeah.
She's talked about the size of the pond. She said that she grows catfish and tilapia. She said about the profit. Some of the fish is for family consumption. Some is for economic purposes, for profit. It's very profitable. Communities in Kenya have improved now, including us from the mountain. She said the challenges, which obviously will be there. And one of the main ones is a human. The cultural one, we need to change that, Kabisa, and start with me. We saw that as the population is increasing, and particularly we even talk about our own country. The population is increasing. People have grown, and these things even fish farming has become global. You never know. You could be now, in the near future, you'll be sending your fish to Uganda, to Tanzania, to Egypt, where you're buying that fish food from. And we also know that today, 60% of the world's working class, and particularly in Kenya, they're in agriculture. So we need to look at thinking outside the box, not just thinking of coffee, tea, maize, potatoes, and all the other crops. Think of fish. And more so now that we know the benefits. Carrie Ann says, I don't have a question, but it's to congratulate Anne for the good work, and she has inspired me by doing this. Keep it up, girl, and may God open more doors for you, especially market to go, girl. I'm going to put that for you to read. What do you tell Anne, Carrie? And what do you tell Anne Walia? What do you tell your namesake,
Carrie? What I tell Anne Carrie? Thank you very much. It feels good to be encouraged by somebody young like me. And if you also need inspiration, I can give you tips on how to go about it. Most welcome, and thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you, Anne. That was encouraging. Any more comments? Any questions? Anything you want before we wind up? Grace Goge, I can see you are there. And I would also like to thank most sincerely the people who joined us. There are quite a few who joined, and then because of different reasons they had to leave. And I know there will be other people who will be watching this program after this, because it will be on YouTube, it will be on Facebook, it's recorded. In case you want to get in touch with Anne, I don't know whether she wants to give her contact, how people can get you on Facebook. Are you in a position to write that down?
Yeah.
Yes, please, would you put that down? Karian is still saying, Mom, I will kindly look up for. Yes, she says kindly, I will look for you. Thanks, Mom, for the invite for this education. Yes, look up, look for Anne Wariara. I'm sure she would be willing to support you. She'll be willing to give you tips. Like she says, This is not just for her alone. It's not just for her alone. As Anne is still writing down her contact, if you are in the YouTube, Instagram, wherever you are, please, you never know, people might want more details. James Bother says, I am encouraged. Well done, and keep it up. Good, it's a good work that you're doing. Well done. Thank you, James. Thank you for encouraging. I'm sure you know Anuali Rawakarova. James says, great show, Mwalimu. Asante sana. Once a teacher, always a teacher. I still want to go on with this. I'm also learning a lot through this. Whenever I host different people, trust me, it's also a learning experience for me. I learn a lot. I'm not a jack of all trade. When I bring people who have been tried, tested, like Anne Luke over 2 years. They haven't given up. So I knew she had something to offer. And we don't want to go to those big fish farmers where we feel, oh, we can't reach there. We want to start with something that we are able to reach. Anne is one who has started from down there. And I don't want to be quoted bottoms up. I don't want to be quoted, but that's where she started, to be honest. She didn't start from up there. She started from bottom. And look, she is rising alongside. I would like you to give my regards to your brother, your sister-in-law. They are my good friends. Wasalimie sana. Wambie next time I'm in Kenya, I'm going to visit this to go and see this for myself and even to come and eat the fish. Oh, not the catfish.
Oh, yes. Well, I won't give you catfish. I'll give you tilapia.
Actually, you should be encouraging me to eat the catfish. You told me it's more healthier, so it has more omega. So, Anne, did you put your contact?
I'm trying to put it.
If you send on, have you written on your, or if you tell me, then we could put it down somewhere.
Let me give you, I can give you my phone number.
What's your phone number? Is it 2+254?
Yes.
Just in case of our people. Just a second. I'm not ready for that. Just hang on.
Okay.
+254. Yes, go ahead.
721.
721.
482.
482. I don't think I've done the right thing. Let me use my iPad and plus +254. Sorry, go on.
721.
721.
Yes. 482.
4.
Yes. 482.
482.
162.
162. Let me confirm. 721 482 162.
Exactly.
Okay. Anne Wakarova.
Yes.
That's, I'm gonna pin that on there. Jean Wangoi is telling you congratulations, Anne. Carrie Ann, I will train you how to eat catfish. Anne, I don't want that. Don't do that. Teach me how to eat the nataka hiyo ingine inaitwa nini? Nataka tilapia. Nataka tilapia. So thank you ever so much, Anne, for being my guest on my show. I don't want Risa Wawero says congratulations. I say again, I don't take this for granted because you could have opted not to share all this information with my viewers tonight. But because you're not jealous, you want to disseminate the information that you have, just like your dad used to do, because I know he used to be a community person. He would help, he would support people. So may the Lord bless you. May he also bless the project that you have. May it grow in leaps and bounds such that people will be coming to learn from you. Sandra Irimo says, very inspiring and waiting for these contacts. Yes. Yes. Now, when you're wako nyumbani, get that and buy the fish from her. Not just for even for you to eat. Buy fish. I'm sure she would sell 1 or 2. When is the next harvest, Anne?
In April.
Oh, I'll be there.
Awesome.
I have to come and eat that. I'll have to come and eat that.
I'll keep for you a tilapia.
Eat a madong.
In a madung.
Right. Once again, my viewers, this has been our show, our Friday show, where we just relax and learn and get inspired. And our guest tonight was none other than my student, Anne Karova. And she is doing fish farming, doing very, very well at her age. She has taken us through all what she's doing, and it is very, very inspiring. For more and further details of this and what else you need to do, because we did not cover everything, you can get in touch with Anne on +254 721 482 162, and Karova +254 721 482 and 162. You can also get in touch to promote her. Come on, go and buy. Hata kama ni moja. You can buy for somebody, even if you are in diaspora. You can buy for your parents. I'm sure Anne can arrange how that can be delivered. I can buy for my parents. That can be taken to Kwamaiko. They can put that on one of the matatus, isn't it, Anne?
Yes.
I'm sure we need to promote each other. We need to support her. We need to help them grow this business. If you also want to start, Anne is rearing fingerlings, so you can buy from her, and I'm sure she will follow you up. She will help you so that you can grow. It's not her business alone. She wants other people to come up so that if she's got a bigger market, more than she can supply, she knows she can contact all the other people. April lazima tununue samaki, catfish na tilapia. Yes, Karian. Karian is still pushing me on that. So once again, viewers, thank you ever so much for joining us. And I can see Wesh is here, and Kyogi is still here. And Kyogi, get in touch with Wariara. Get in touch with Anne Karova. I'm sure you remember Anne Kyogi.
Yes.
Yes, her mom used to be my colleague teacher too. And she's now, just like me, she's also preaching the good news now.
Oh, wow.
So, guys, let's promote this beautiful job. Let's do what we need to do. Advertise, tell your friend to tell a friend to tell a family friend also, so that we can actually even help her get the market. So once again, Anne, I don't want to take this for granted. I'm so excited to see you doing so well. And my prayer to God is that may this prosper. May it grow from leaps and bounds. May it be a household name in Jesus' name.
Amen.
And I know it's possible.
Amen and amen.
What do you have to tell people as you leave? You're winding the parting short.
I'm very grateful. I totally appreciate you, especially for hosting me. I was very touched when you reached out. Thank you so much, even for having the heart to encourage me and encourage other people. This is doable. You don't have to start big. Anybody can start small. We say a journey starts with a step. I also started with a step, and we can see where God has taken us this far. So I'm also grateful to the audience and the people who've been commenting, encouraging, and asking questions. We also learn when we are being asked questions. Probably I'd forgotten something, and today I've remembered. And for anybody who needs any kind of support, be it you be my customer or you want information, just feel free to ask. If you're in the diaspora and you need people to start such kind of projects, we are here all the way. You benefit, I benefit. So thank you so much, Ms. Kanyebe, for this wonderful opportunity. God bless you.
God bless you. And Miss Kangede now is Mrs. Bishop BK. I don't know whether you know that.
Bishop BK, yes. Ms.
But
Kanyebe can't just go away like
I
that.
know. You find out even in the office, my titles are still Elizabeth Kangede. So, with all due respect, but I have a husband, so I don't want him to come and think, oh, even your students are not darling. I tell them, they know that. But that had stuck for so many years with
Oh, yeah.
all my friends and family. So once again, thank you, Anne. May God bless you. We'll keep in touch. Thank you for sharing, pouring out your heart, sharing your experience. Some people would not be willing to do that, but you did. So thank you. We love you. God bless you and have a good night.
Most welcome. Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
So, viewers, this has been one of those programs where I feel so inspired. You know, I'm so happy to have hosted Anne. And like I said, Anne is one of my students in primary school, and even to have her and to see what she is doing, this is really, really encouraging. And I'm so excited to have had her, to hear what she's doing. And, you know, it's, you know, like she says, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. What she's doing is so encouraging. And I believe God will take her far. God will take her far. This is not the end. I know, and I see her going far because I know her determination. Even when she used to be into books, if she's determined, if she's into something, she'll do it and make sure she gets it. And with us encouraging her and her family and friends, I am sure she will go far. So God bless you all for joining. And before we wind up, I did talk to you about sending money to friends and family back home. I always encourage people, if I know something good, I don't keep it to myself. Are you in UK? Are you in Germany? Are you in America? Most of these places, to send money to Kenya, the easiest and the cheapest way, just go and download TapTap. TapTap. And they have got the highest rate of exchange, very high rate.
Niaje wase. TapTap Send Money Transfer has launched its app in Kenya. Send money to M-Pesa and Kenyan bank accounts. Send money quickly at the best rate. Hassle-free. Available in the UK, France, Italy, Spain, Netherlands, Belgium and Germany. Tuma kitu.
Yes, Tuma Kitu. And for your first transaction, if you want to make some money, if you send your first transaction and use that promo code LIZ254, LIZ254, for any amount that you send, you get £10 on top. So like today, the rate is 153. So if you're sending, you see, £1 is 153 shillings. So if you're sending £1, you send £11. You make quite a good amount of money. So tap. And please don't forget, TapTap, download, and anytime you need any support, we are here at the end to support you. The other bit is, I told you, are you planning to go on holiday? I cannot have enough of this. Django Dwellers, they plan your holidays from scratch. You just sit, relax, tell them, I would love this Easter holiday. I would like to take my mom and dad. I would like to take my loved ones to maybe Lake Nakuru Lodge. I would like to take them to Masai Mara. I would like to take them to Mombasa. Whatever you want to take them. At the comfort of your home, he will arrange everything from pickup to everything to the hotel, everything that they need. And their charges are very, very reasonable. Get in touch with Bonnie Wesh here in UK. Let's promote our own. There, that's me and my darling during our recent holiday to Kenya. And they picked us from our house, took us all the way. We traveled, if you can see, that is the escarpment, the viewpoint. We went to the Giraffe Center. Trust me, I had never been to the Giraffe Center and other places. We had an excellent time. Let's promote our own. Django Dwellers Tours. And they have their own nice vehicles with very nice enough leg room, comfortable, and you go wherever you want. Use them. Django Dwellers. Get in touch with Bonnie where she's going to give the contacts in a bit. Then are you looking to sell or to buy a piece of land, not to sell, buy a piece of land or even property? We've got Almond Estate Company Limited, and the contact has been going down there. Almond Estate Company Limited, they've got the best plots, they've got the best houses that you can, and their terms are very, very reasonable. You find that most of the properties have been bought by people in diaspora and particularly in US. I want my brothers and sisters from UK not to be left behind. There is at the moment the Ada Gardens, and Ada Gardens, I did promise you, I visited and I know and I saw it, and I believe now if we have any plots, it could be maybe 2 or 3. Get in touch with Crispus on +254 733 874 080 +254 733 874 080 for all your property and land needs. They'll be there for you. You will not regret. They'll give you the best rates possible. And I can see Ann Kyongi saying, God bless and good night. Yes, bless Django Dwellers. Django Dwellers, yes, they are there for us. And, like I said, it will be at the comfort of your home. If you, if you plan slowly, they don't rush you, and you can negotiate, you can discuss, this is what I want. Look at us. We really had so much time. It's not all the time you want to keep driving. Sometimes you want to sit back and you enjoy. So Django Dwellers. Yes, and the contact for Django Dwellers, there they are. www.Django Dwellers, and their WhatsApp number is +44 78 45 4666. And the email is also there. So Django Dwellers, if you just Google Django Dwellers, you will get them. And plan. This is Easter. We still have enough time. Plan. Support your family. Give them a treat. Your mom, don't say she's too old, she can't go anywhere. No, surprise them. Arrange and tell mommy or daddy or your uncle, even your grandmother. Tell them, this Easter, I'm taking you somewhere. Then arrange that with Django Dwellers. They'll go and pick them from wherever. Take them. It could even be a day trip. He can arrange that. It could be overnight, where they have a overnight sleepover and, meals and everything. They'll remember you for a lifetime. Do that. Treat them. Treat your loved ones. All these things are the comfort of your home. You don't even have to travel. There'll be no money sending and asking you. You just pay here, and he can allow you to pay in installments. Just give a deposit, and, let's maximize. Kwani wazungu ndio nani? Hey, sini sisi jamani. Let's support our own. So Django Dwellers, Wesh, he's there, and the contact is there. Let's use what we have. And now finally, guys, we've come to the end of our show tonight. Yes, we've come to the end of our program, and I want to thank everybody who joined in tonight, everybody who was part of the program. I don't take you for granted. Thank you ever so much. Thank you to Anne, who was our guest tonight, Anne Karova, talking to us about fish farming, which was, exciting. I loved it. I loved it. So thank you, everybody. Till we meet next week on Friday on a different show now. I want to thank God for your lives and believe that you are doing well. And those of you who have not taken the COVID jab, please do. COVID is still so much with us. Those of us in UK, please continue being cautious. It's up to you. Take that responsibility. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord do you good. We love you so much. We are signing off from the London Borough of Barking and Dagenham. This is Elizabeth, Mrs. Bishop BK, the CEO of Beacon of Hope Beacon. God bless you. Thank you. We love you. Bye-bye. Good night.